I would like to introduce another Carey School alumni, Robert Eldredge, and his Panther Points of Pride video.
Hi, I am Robert Otto Eldredge, or Bob. I graduated from Carey High School in 1946. I lived in a little brick house north of Carey, about a mile, all the days of my life when I was in Pocatello. A few of my memories from Carey School start way back in the first grade. I don't remember most of the teachers' names, but in about the fifth grade, I had a teacher by the name of Barbara Bulgram, which would later become a Peck. And we used to talk her into reading Bible stories for about almost to the first recess, about half the days of the week. And I can remember those stories and remember her very well. Other teachers, of course, Professor Larkins taught it for half a year, and he, of course, was very strict. I never remember him very well. One of my coaches, Bob Briggs' brother, I forgot his first name. He was my boxing teacher, and I boxed with all the people in the valley. Never lost a fight, but he was probably one of my better teachers. Our principal, of course, at that time, Blakely, was our coach, a regular coach, and had fun with him. I played football, basketball, quarterback, and fullback, and every different one. My last year I was quarterback. We never did get a first place, I don't think, but we came second quite a few times. Haley was a lot bigger than us, and so we had an awful hard time winning them. Mary Jane Evans was my typing teacher. I never did learn how to type very well, but she was probably one of my better teachers. But Mr. Burkhart taught me mechanics, and we went through the automobiles that year, pretty near everything there was. But outside of that, I can't say I had any special better teachers. Well, my friends in high school, there was only 4 boys, and so I ran around with Max Peck. He wasn't in our senior year or our last year, but I spent a lot of time chasing the girls with him. Elvin Coates and I were together quite a bit, and then out of Omer Eldredge, who was a little older than me, I chased around the country with him, seeing the girls in Arco and Fairfield, Richfield. But I didn't really have any girlfriends. I only had one date, actually, and that was to the senior ball, and that was with Mildred Hunt, who later became a Barton. So outside of girls, I was interested in sports, not in girls. So I didn't have very many dates. In high school, I didn't really have a lot of fun. We didn't have any horses, so I didn't have any horses to ride. I was in scouting one year, and we went to Stanley Lake and spent some time there. I spent most of my time working. I worked for Turnbull's irrigating. I worked for Burroughs, my present wife now. My first wife died, and I worked for Burroughs' dad for a summer. Took her to movies a time or two, and later on, after my husband died, my wife died, we were married. We married. We are married right now, but as far as any special times, John Turnbull lived up the street about a quarter of a mile, and I probably spent more time with him than anyone within my school years. When I was in high school, of course, I had all the sports, and I decided I would end up going to college, which I did, and become a coach. I took probably every PE class there was in college, and I did end up coaching in Pocatello for 14 years. Then my sister died, and we took on 2 of her children, so I had to stop coaching and help her raise the family. but coaching was what I wanted to do. I refereed for 40 years, refereed my last 2 basketball games at 70 years of age. I figured that was enough. So I stopped coaching, and they put me in as commissioner of baseball. So you don't get out of coaching when you think you're going to. I joined Uncle Sam's Army, spent a hitch there. Then I returned home and started Idaho State University, where I graduated. Coached in Pocatello, and moved from there. After my wife died, I raised, of course, 4 of my own children and one of her sister's children. She died 1997, and I remarried again to a Burl Peck. Her maiden name was Alberson. We've been married now for going on our 20th year this month, and we're very happy. We spent most 19 of those years in Ketchum, Idaho. The last 3 months we've been living in Klamath Falls, where her brother, son, and daughter live, and we came back here, of course. While we're in Ketchum, we've spent probably watched 90% of the basketball games and football games. That was our getting out on the tournaments. We went to Caldwell, spent all of our tournament times there, and enjoyed it very much. But as of now, we're pretty well getting to the age. I'm 90 years of age now, and we don't do too much traveling. As I graduated from Carey School, of course, I didn't know what I was going to do, or what I was going to do for a living. So I joined the Army, and when I got there, I found out the Army wasn't for me. And so when I did college, I decided to come home and go to college and become a coach, which I did do. And I had many years of enjoyment in coaching football, basketball, baseball. And of course, after my family got too large, I had to stop doing that. And I went back to teaching history, geography, and 17 years of teaching health classes. After my graduation and my taught college and other things that I did, probably the most things I'm proud of is that the fact that I did meet my desire to be a coach and being able to support my families and raise those children that I did happen to raise. I enjoyed my stay in Carey. I enjoyed my school in Pocatello, enjoying my sports, enjoyed my teachers, and you can do the same thing. Go on to whatever you're going to be, do the best you can, and live the best you can. I am Robert Eldredge. I graduated from Carey High School and wish all of you good life.